Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another show, All Star Fandom show. And today, as you know, Daredevil Born Again, episode 3. And we're going to be reviewing that tonight. But first, I want to say thank you to each and every one of you who come in and talked to us last week. If you come back this week, come holler at us. We still here. We talk back. And for everybody else who's new to the channel, thank you for watching All Star Fandom Show. You can follow us on all the socials. Now, before I get started with the show, you know I have to bring my person in, one of our favorite, longtime queen of All Star Fandom. Here's Jen.
Hi.
Jen. Now, like last week, do you want to get the socials out the way now, or you want to just keep
You
it
just
pushing?
it's right. It's better. It's
Okay,
it's
all
right
right,
here.
cool,
It's right
cool, cool,
there.
cool.
It's right there.
All
There's
right.
the ads.
With that being said,
We are added.
Let's get this thing started. Tell me something. I want to. This is where we're going to start. This is where we're going to start. We're going to start with the end first.
Ooh.
Because if you have not watched episode 3, I'm sorry.
What are you doing?
But if you're
Go
watching
right
this
now.
show, I'm letting you know. Spoiler alert, spoilers, whatever you want to call them. That you're gonna be spoiled if you ain't watched it. Okay?
This is a spoiler heavy.
So, yeah, it's very,
show,
very spoiler
okay?
heavy show. I apologize, but go watch it.
No,
You
we're
still
not
love
going
it.
to apologize.
But
No.
okay, yes, ma'am. Thank you, Queen. Yes, ma'am. Check it out. Let's start with the trial towards the end, and then we'll come back and at the beginning. Can you please explain to the people, first of all, how good of a lawyer is Matt Murdock?
If you like, if you want to flex as a lawyer to prove that you know your stuff, the law, all of the loopholes that loophole within loopholing, that's Murdoch. Like, I've seen bits and pieces now, and then now there's some like, can I hire him just to have him just in case? He was absolutely right that he had no choice, especially because the witness bailed and basically looked at all the cops and going, I'm basically gonna die no matter what, so I'm just not gonna do this to him, do this to them right here, right now. And basically turned against them in court, and then it pushed him. And then this was such really good writing. And then when they go back into chambers with the judge, and the judge is basically like, crap, you know what?
Yep.
You're right. Everything, it's one of those weird situations that sometimes happen in storytelling where I feel the judge is right, the prosecuting attorney is right, but then Murdoch is right.
Yeah.
None of them were wrong. None of them were wrong. And the brilliant thing about Murdoch is he actually knows that. He's very self-aware. He's like, right. Yeah, you know.
Now, with all that being said, even with all of them being right in their aspect of the case, right?
Yeah.
Did you see it coming that the witness was going to turn on them? Because I kind of saw it coming, especially after Cherry showed up with the little baggie. And I was like, man.
It's one of those situations you can see it coming, but then at the same time, if the witness chose to stay the course and be forthcoming and honest, wouldn't be surprising. So to me, it's not surprising either way, especially if you're really familiar with other police force cop shows where they have that writing in there and you're used to it. You already know, okay, he's either going to be forthcoming or he's just going to bail. And either's not going to be surprising. The question would have been, how long will he live on the streets if he would have chose to tell the truth?
That's a good question.
Because to me, I feel like if he would have told the truth, it's like, okay, so by tonight he is going to die. He ain't gonna live this much longer.
and it really sucks because it sucks for the simple fact that Heather, Hector had to have his identity revealed, and I say his identity because who's to know if we don't know he connect with White Tiger more than he connect with himself. So
Yeah,
that his identity, and Hector could have been the mask. We've talked about this like with Batman, right?
exactly.
So I'm just thinking to myself, and Matt said this in the middle of the trial. He said, "Had you not done anything, we wouldn't be in this situation." You
Yeah.
know, even though I think I saw it coming with the witness on the stand.
Mm-hmm.
When he walked in past the sea of blue on his right side, all those
Oh yeah.
cops looked up at him, and
And
I'm
they
pretty sure
all know who he
they
is. They
all know who
all
he is.
know.
So he's already terrified, right? And I knew he was gonna flip on Matt because what else is Matt Murdock offering him? You know, he can't say, well, we can protect you for life. You know what I'm saying?
They
Because who has
actually
to protect you if you go to protection? You know, the cops have
and
to
that
take you to the
conversation
marshals
wasn't
before
had.
you go to witness protection, you know?
That conversation wasn't even had, like, what was gonna happen after the case,
Yeah.
after testifying. There was, from what I recall from the first 2 episodes, they didn't even have that. The goal was just, we have to get him to safety because he has to testify.
Yeah. And we have to get him on this. We have to make sure he get on the stand.
Right.
But
And let me just say this, because we're on the subject. That was so clever with the 2 cars.
yeah. All right. Good night, sugar.
Nice, sweetie.
Hi.
All right, baby girl. That was thank you, sweet pea. That was really clever because I really thought that he had him, and I was also upset that excuse me that the cop that was on trial is the one that pulled him over. Like I'm thinking to myself, like, aren't you supposed to be in court?
That was my question. I was like, wait, no, you're supposed to be at court. You have to stay there the whole day in case you have to get called on the stand again. Why are you not in court?
And
so here's my question. Who's covering for you?
Thank you. Not only that, I'm like, why didn't the judge say anything? Because I'm pretty sure the judge was, scanned the room as soon as he sat down on the bench. I'm pretty sure he scanned the room and saw he was missing.
Well, no, I think witnesses in actual court cases, I think someone can fact check me if you are knowledgeable of this. I think witnesses are held in another room and then called into the courtroom. They don't sit in the audience.
Yeah, well, okay,
I believe
that may be right. Because I was like, man, I was thinking to myself, either way, he should have had his behind in court instead of trying to pull somebody else over.
Who's covering for you right now? Because you have to be in court. You can't just go off gallivanting. Who's covering for you? Dude.
The art of deception with Cherry, and I didn't even catch the other officer's name, but it was brilliant. And when he walked in, you saw everybody got a little, uptight. They was like, "Oh snap, they found him," and he's still alive.
They all sat up so straight. The whole group sat up so straight after that when he walked in.
And the fact that he could sit on that stand, knowing the butt whooping he was taking before Hector showed up, and how this man, literally from our perspective, saved your life.
Yep.
And you can sit on that stand and not defend that guy.
And the fact, that's true because it just brings up more questions to me. It's like, well, what's going on with these cops that you got freaked out so much that you can't even save the guy that saved your life?
We talked about it last week when we said how crooked the system is. And it's just full display right now.
The monologue of the prosecuting attorney.
Oh yeah, when he came back with it, I'm not gonna lie. I was sitting there thinking to myself, hey, that man speaks very eloquently. Matt might lose this one.
I wasn't even thinking that. I'm yelling at the TV the whole time. No. Get stupido. You're talking about people wearing masks. What about all the dirty cops who are breaking their masks? I'm like, talking back to the TV.
But when the prosecutor got up to speak, and I was listening to his spiel, and the way he just put things together, and then after he said, Hector viciously, I don't know, I think he said viciously grabbed him and threw him in front of the train. And
Pushed
just
him in
think, you
front of
can
the train.
push
I'm
him in
like,
front of the train. But the thing is, while he was talking, you can see all this in your head because that's what they do to the jury. You can see all of this like it's playing out.
that's
And
what they have to
now,
do. They have to paint the picture.
yeah, painting the picture. So now Hector is really looking at the jury, or the jury is looking at Hector like he probably could be the bad guy. And then when he was like, and then his body went burst, and I was like, oh man, you can see it all over again
Oh
when he
man,
fell.
like
I was like, and I was thinking to myself, I said, ooh,
that
I
I
said,
have to give it to him. That hence why he's on this case. He's very
yeah,
tactful. Like the whole trial, they didn't talk about that at all until his closing argument.
yeah,
Because unless he says something so crazily outlandish, you can't object or anything because it's a closing argument.
But I think the writing is brilliant. But
So good.
before we talk about the writing, let's go back a couple of ticks, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because this whole show basically took place in the court. It was basically the court scene. I'm gonna just say the court scene. I mean, we are watching a lawyer show, so it's gonna be many more court scenes. But anyway, beginning, Matt is washing his hands in the bathroom, right? After the brilliant shot of Kingpin's hands, after he
that was
says something about violence is so beneath him, or he don't want to get down like that no more, or something like that. But then you see the bruises on his hands, right? Mm-hmm. And then we go to the scene of Matt washing his hands.
Yeah.
And then look who walks into the bathroom.
Mr. Dirty.
And the first question he asks is, "Do you need glasses on the inside?" Because I think he know. But he was the one that got his ass whooped, so I'm not gonna say.
Yeah, like that whole bruise where he's like, "Don't worry about it." It's like, yeah, you got that from him, and you can't say nothing.
Right, he can't say nothing. But I was thinking to myself, maybe he was probably put 2 and 2 together with him being Daredevil, because I'm pretty sure he was probably on the vigilante watch squad or whatever. You know what I'm saying? When Daredevil was real active.
I don't know. I didn't pick up on that as far as if he picked up on Daredevil, but like he probably thought, man, this guy took classes. You can do that?
Yeah.
In your condition?
Yeah.
You know, I'll have to watch it again, but that's not what I picked up. But then, you know, I could be wrong. He probably he might have.
You think?
I don't know. It would be a question of, because we know that he's dirty, has he ever had a run-in with Daredevil?
That's a good question. That's a good question, because you think about it, most of the dirty cops in New York either had a run-in with Daredevil, and if they had a run-in with the Punisher, they're dead. Both. White Tiger, and of course, I'm gonna say his name, Spider-Man.
Hey, you know,
but it's funny how the Kingpin, not only did he run for mayor, it's funny how all of a sudden, I can't even say all of a sudden, now he wants to just go after all the vigilantes. So not only does he want to be the head of the criminal table, he want to be the head of the political table and run everything.
He's basically removing all of the chess pieces that are in his way.
Okay, with that being said, because he leaned over and said something real serious to his wife.
Oh.
And I probably will get this quote wrong, but he said, "Don't make me feel like I can't trust you." I'm paraphrasing, something like that.
When he said that, I was like, wow, you're gutsy right now.
So we're talking about chess pieces. Now, she the queen of the board.
Yeah.
You know? So we're talking about chess pieces. What do you think? Do you think he would really take her out?
I think he's conflicted. I think he doesn't want to, but if it's absolutely necessary and he really feels he's out of moves to achieve his goal, whatever that goal is, with, you know, basically having the full mastery of the board, it wouldn't surprise me if he would, because in the end, he's a gangster. So, you know, like, and he's all about, because he said something very interesting, how he wants to bring order, which sounds very familiar to another franchise that is behind me. And as we know, most people in that position with that kind of thinking, they will take out basically everybody just to have all power. So if you're in the way of that goal, you have to be expunged.
All right. Well, I'm gonna ask you this question because you just said what I think you just said, and we got a comment over here. But I'm gonna ask you this question. So you think Kingpin would really take out the queen? You think he would kill his own wife?
It
I'm gonna
wouldn't
pull this
surprise.
comment up.
It would not surprise
Oh,
me,
it's
honestly.
our guy Turtle. Evening. Good evening.
Turtle!
Good evening. Let me put this
Hey,
up here.
Turtle.
Good evening, Turtle. Thank you for tuning in.
Turtle, I'm gonna rename this show Daredevil.
Bridge.
Everybody gonna get shot.
One Bridge says, "Are you a fan or a critical drinker?" Depends on the day. But we are fans. We are fans. We are fans. But back to the question at hand. Do you think Kingpin, do you think Wilson Fisk would actually kill Vanessa if he feels like he could not trust her? Yes. Because I think if he did that, he would lose. If he did kill her, I think he would lose his mind because he loves her so much.
It's gonna be one of those moments in character that show you how far left they're gonna go, to the point where they have, like with his character, where he has morals, he has boundaries, he has standards of doing things and how business should be done. It's just going to show you how even he too can cross that line, because he's so thirsty for power. Because we have seen this before with other characters, that if they get so thirsty for power, all reasoning, even their own rules of the game, they're willing to throw those out the window just because they have to have power. So yeah, I think he would. I think it fits his character.
Man, it's sad though. It's sad that you want that. It's sad that you want power that much that you can't trust nobody. And I mean, and it has to be lonely, even though you're married. It still has to be a lonely life.
I would. Yes. And then the way she looked at him when he said that to her, it's like, excuse me. You're the one who left for 6 months to a year.
He honestly, he really didn't have a choice. He went to prison.
Right.
He went to prison. So
no, but still, like, the point is, it's like, are you really?
Yeah.
And I get you're gonna ask me that.
Wow. I get it why she was questioning it or had that look on her face. And then, like, she wants to do something because she's been doing things. She's been making moves on her own. She's been making the money. She's been cleaning up the streets, so to speak, in the criminal underworld, right?
Yeah.
So she's been
look what she did in this episode, because she couldn't sit still.
Yeah, she's been a whole mover. That's what exactly. You're right. That's exactly why she made that move in the episode, to have old boy go and talk to the guys and kind of squash the beef.
So that dude really works for Vanessa. He don't work for Fisk. He's keeping an eye on Fisk. He's babysitting.
Exactly. I think that's what he's doing too. But it's going to be really interesting to see who best is who at the end. But here's the thing though, Jen. And we didn't get to touch on this last week. And I'm going to ask you this question here. I just found out that we are not getting 18 episodes. There's only going to be 9 episodes, right? Now, hold on, because I got a question. There's only going to be 9 episodes, and I think they're already planning on season 2 to be the other 9 episodes. So are you disappointed that we're not getting such a long episode? Because I was telling Dion last night, I said, if we did get such long episodes, I said it would feel to me that people may get bored with it, for one, and then they might have those filler episodes,
There's a risk of that, but then, like I said last week, I never say anything's a filler until I see the whole season in its entirety. So that's just a rule I have, because I'm noticing, like with Star Wars, for example, with certain episodes, they do a lot of setting up and connecting things later on where some people say, oh, it's a filler, it's a filler, it's a filler. And then it turns out it's not a filler with later episodes. Look how they tied everything together.
Yeah.
It wasn't a filler. So that's why I never say anything's a filler until I see the whole thing, because sometimes, especially when it comes to storytelling and writing, throughout the story, you do have to set up things to keep the story moving forward, whether if it's a character death or setting up the next arc of the story. You know, there's different techniques where you have to keep setting up for things to come to keep the story moving, because the last thing you want is this thing to go stagnant.
Exactly.
So yeah, I don't know why I went on that tangent, but anyway.
So you're not disappointed that it's not 18 episodes, but you wouldn't mind if it was 18 episodes in this season either.
No, I wouldn't, because you know, with what we're seeing right now, because one of the things I always talk about, especially like in conversation when I have with Star Wars, a question that comes up with every new show is the amount of episodes we're getting, is it enough to let it breathe, or is it too short, or is it too long? Because it's depending on the story and the characters, it's hard sometimes to get that right episodic number for seasons, I feel. Because I've seen some shows where I feel like, you know, they could have done another 2 episodes just to stretch it out and let it breathe a little bit more. I've seen other shows where like they did not need this many. They could have condensed it. And then there are other shows I've seen that's just enough. So I think it's hard. But in this case, since it's 18, that means they shot all of it at once, probably, and they cut it in half. So yay, we probably don't have to wait.
I think
we don't have to wait too long.
I say, which I personally think is smart, because just the attention span of people now, you're really not used to getting 18 episodes on a streaming platform. You're used to getting 6 to 8 or 6 to 10 episodes. Granted, there are some TV shows out there, that streaming TV shows that do have, you know, long seasons, which is perfectly fine too. But sometimes with these action shows, they do kind of get a little stagnant, like you were saying. So I'm actually happy
that it's only 9.
That is only 9 episodes. Yeah. So I'm like, that means, you know, we can kind of digest it before we get to season 2. We don't have to try to digest the entire thing, because unlike the last thing we did a review, you know, on Disney, Star Wars, the Skeleton Crew, these episodes here are a bit longer.
They are.
So how do you feel going from that one to this one? How do you feel? Like, can you take it all in, and do you still get surprised at the end? And now we can talk about the ending.
Oh yeah, no, I had no idea the ending that was coming. I was happy he was free. He put on the suit, and then all of a sudden, big and tall in the shadows, I didn't see in the shadows, comes out and takes the guy out with one shot in the side of the head, a clean shot all the way through. And then we get a character reveal. Doc, who did we get?
Man, we got none other than Frank Castle, the Punisher himself.
He has arrived.
And let me tell you something. I did not see it coming. Jennifer, I didn't see it coming. I did not see that coming.
Neither did I. I figured, you know, when he told him you can't put the suit back on, I was like, dude, you know he's gonna put it on. He's gonna put it on. And what did he do? He put the suit on. Because
wait, hold on one second. Yeah, I got to show this. Turtle, I'm sorry. This one. Turtle just was. He said, "Okay, that's what we're telling you, Turtle. Don't wait for the whole season." Yeah, I'm glad you know now. It's going to be 9 episodes, sir, instead of 18 episodes. So please start watching it so you can come and hop in on the conversation next week, sir. Come in and hop in on the conversation next week, and we can talk about it.
Yep.
Sure. But
my gosh, I didn't see it coming, and it was so shocking. And then to what I said last week with the little research I did, I think there's more of a possibility that the missus is going to walk in. And we might
Oh,
get her actually in the MCU for the first time, which would be really cool.
that'd be awesome. It would be
And
awesome.
yeah,
I think so.
I didn't see it coming. I figured that maybe that might have happened later, like let him be out for a little while and then, talk to Murdoch's character a little bit more. Like maybe they would have a team up or something. But no, they're like, okay, and we're done.
Right.
We're done.
When it happened,
Oh,
we're sitting there and we're like, man, it's a happy ending on the episode. Like you hear someone in distress, the white tiger puts the mask back on and he goes out to save a life and he don't make it. And all I can think is, man, I feel so sorry for his wife. Because he just spilled all that on the stand about why he wasn't coming home, why he was coming home late, or why he ended up getting in trouble, or why he stopped because he couldn't help himself. He had to help people. But his reason was, I wanted to surprise my wife because I just got us a studio apartment and I was buying flowers to go and put the flowers in the apartment so I can surprise her next week.
yep.
And when that gun went off, that's all I could think about is she literally just got him back. And then one day lost him again.
Yeah. I mean, this is why sometimes with these shows, why I enjoy them, because they're actually really relatable, because that's probably happened to people in real life, where someone, is on the wrong side of law, wrong place, wrong time. These certain groups have a vendetta for whatever reason. And, that actually does happen.
Yes.
So, but yeah, and then I love the writing in this episode too, what you said before, because you have to pay attention to her reactions in the background as he's telling the story, because she had no idea. And the fact that she's hearing it and you watch her facial expressions for that, you can see that she was actually really stunned. Like, wait,
yep,
you were working on getting our own place and you actually put down payment on something?
Yep.
He was shocked.
Yep.
And then I found it interesting that the next day in court, she brings La Mama with her. I was like, oh, she brought Mama? Okay.
Yeah.
She brought Mama.
Man, it was heartbreaking. And then even more so, the reveal at the end, the walk straight down the lens of the camera. I was like, oh man.
My friend.
And then Jen, my mind went completely somewhere else. You know what I started thinking of?
What?
Shall I tell y'all what I think is coming down the pipeline?
Come on.
Of Daredevil Born Again. I think Kingpin is putting all the vigilantes against each other. And that's how he's going to eliminate them. So he can really be the kingpin of New York, as if he wasn't now, because it's too many, people fighting for the crown, right? Or wanting to hold a throne, right? So I'm thinking he's already had run-ins with all these vigilantes, and he's tired of all of them. He's pitting them against each other. This is what I think is coming wrong. He's pitting them against each other,
squeezing,
and he's gonna make them fight it out to the death until somebody figure it out, and then they all focus on him. That's what I think is coming down, in these next 6 episodes we got.
Which, if you think about all of the his dialogue in the first in the first 3 episodes we've had here, it makes sense, because he's like, I can't do things the way I used to. I have to operate differently. Let the heads of the houses go into chaos. It's just
let them kill each other.
Let them kill each other. Let them do this. Let them do that. It's just only for a moment, and then we will have order.
Oh.
Wait, what?
Sorry. You see that?
Oh, what?
See that?
Kate Bishop?
What? Hey, how cool would that be?
I would love to see Miss Bishop. Can we see Miss Bishop, please? You gotta make up for what you did for White Tiger.
You know what though? I'm gonna be honest with you. I I really don't want to speculate. What I want to do is
Enjoy
enjoy
the ride.
this. I want to enjoy this
Mhm.
because once we go down that road and we start coming up with scenarios, you'd be like, "Oh, I was right," and then it kind of ruins a little something for you. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of want to just sit in the moment and watch these episodes. Turtle, please start watching tonight. Start watching tonight, sir.
Please, Turtle, do it. Do
But
it.
I mean, Jen, as we get ready to wrap up here,
Mhm.
how are you feeling? We're only 3 episodes in. We got 6 more to go. How
I
are you still? Are you looking forward to the rest?
Yeah, I
Do
am.
you think your heart can take it? Do you think your heart can take it? Look, I'm thinking
Listen,
I might even tear up at the end of this one.
listen. All I'm gonna say is this: when my guy Hector started talking about Puerto Rico and the coquis and how they sing in the ocean of the island and just talking
Mm.
about the island of Puerto Rico where my family comes from. I still have family on the island. It was just it was music to my heart. And then you gotta kill the Puerto Rican. Why you gotta kill the Puerto Rican? Why?
Great
He just
question.
wants to. He just wants to go back home to the island. Well, not really. He put on the suit, but anyway, just he wants to go back to the island, listen to the music of the island of the coqui, and be happy. And you had to kill his happiness. Why?
Now, you been a beautiful Puerto Rican.
Thank you.
Please, can you do that whistle? Can you whistle
I
like that?
actually
Like,
can't.
can you do that? You can't do that.
No, because I've grown up here in the States. I didn't grow up listening to it. Because
Oh man,
when you grow up on the island, you hear it all the time. You can mimic it. I can't mimic it well.
and he did it so effortless,
Oh,
and the way he did it was so cool.
my
I was like, man,
that
and
that just
I wondered.
it touched my heart. I was like, okay, I'm gonna make him some pasteles while he's talking. Hold on.
I wonder if that was really him whistling like that though.
No, it is.
It is okay. Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
But to wrap up, I'm looking forward to the next 6 episodes, and I'm trying not to go down the rabbit hole of speculating. And I just want to watch each episode as it comes, you know, and just not with not such high expectations, but just to watch.
Because
You know,
everybody's getting shot.
yes, I mean, and I'm trying not to go down the rabbit hole of who else can Matt lose. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my
Like it
god.
just who
Like,
else can
what?
he lose before he put the suit back on?
Well, no, like that to your point, because we saw the Punisher come out, and the fact that you also have uh Fisk talking about how there has to be justice for the White Tiger. Did he send the Punisher?
That's what I'm thinking.
Did he
Because
send
the
the
Punisher
Punisher?
would not have just done that on his own unless Hector had done something really egregious.
Justifiable to get punished.
And I'm thinking to myself, the Punisher don't give a darn about the cops, so I know he ain't defending them.
Yeah, because I just found it interesting. King is going off on his monologue about how there has to be justice and that the court system has failed. Who does that sound like? That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you see the Punisher. I didn't even see him. Like, it was so quick. The
Yes.
lighting on that scene, how they did it, and then all of a sudden you just see White Tiger walking the streets looking for the damsel who's screaming for help, and then pow, and then the quick reveal of the shirt.
Yep. Yeah. But
I bet you King sent him because he's
listen.
to your point. He's squeezing all the vigilantes because he wants everyone to kill each other. He said it earlier in the episode.
And not only that, he's really good at, like you said, moving those puzzle pieces.
He's
using
good
those
with
pawns.
puppeteering.
He's using those pawns.
Oh,
but
yeah.
That'll do it for our show tonight. Listen, guys, we've had a great one. And if you haven't seen by now, Jen, would you like to give them your socials? I know you got to post it there, and I put it up earlier, but still, would you like to say it?
Yes, I will take a moment to say it. So if you want to follow me on all of the socials, you can follow me at Nerdiqua on Instagram, Blue Sky, TikTok, and then my other handle at rocking underscore your underscore ball. That is my podcast on Insta. You can follow me there. And yeah, I'm just a social butterfly that flies everywhere and just talks to people. You'll find me.
Well, I really do appreciate you coming out and hanging with, because I know it's like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock in New York. I just really
Mhm.
appreciate you coming and hanging out with me and having a good old conversation
I
about Daredevil.
love
Like,
it.
it's so exciting to have somebody to talk to about this stuff.
Right? It's like,
Yes,
oh my gosh, my
yes.
people, my
But
people.
but look, to everybody that stayed tuned and watched with along with us and all the comments, thank you, Turtle. Man, we really appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. Like, share, subscribe, follow us at TikTok, All Star Fandom Show.
Notification
You
squad.
know, look, YouTube, All Star Fandom Show,
It's
Instagram,
free.
All Star Fandom Show,
It's free.
and Facebook, All Star Fandom Show. I'm Doc. That's Jen, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Peace.